All right, we are back for day 2 of Desert Brutality 2021. Yesterday we had some real highs and lows. Let's see today if I can do any better with my manual revolver and if I can keep my streak going with the FRF2. We will pick up at stage 8 where we left off yesterday. This is a stage with a heavy ballistic shield, and it starts with a bit of running and then some rifle shooting and then some pistol shooting, and it will end with about a 50-foot or about a 15-meter weak hand only pistol shot. And so it doesn't look quite so good on camera, and I know that, but I deliberately took this whole stage slow because I wanted to get to that weak hand pistol shooting and not be completely out of breath. So the deal was there's one rifle target out there to hit. There it is. And you have to hit it while positioned behind the shield from 3 ports, 3 lines in a row. It's really not that difficult of a shot. It took me a couple tries here, but there we go.
Just high.
Reset, try again. Now the last shot, we are once again going to drop the magazine, so there is only 1 round in the gun, and you have 1 chance to make this hit, and it's a penalty if you miss it. So a very high value shot. These are kind of fun to do. And I hit it. Now that means that the rifle is 100% totally, undoubtedly empty, because I have fired the 1 chambered round, so it's no longer a safety issue for the rifle. Now I have to hit the 2 pistol plates supported with both hands. There's one, and there's the other. Now we ditch the shield, move forward just a little bit, and engage it weak hand only. And again, I'm deliberately going slow, trying to keep my breath, because this is going to be hard. And I've got 2 rounds left now. And I actually hit it, and at this point I thought I might be out, and I go to check it. No, I've actually got 1 round still in the gun, so I line it up, got 1 chance at glory.
Hit!
Yes!
Done!
Still downrange.
Shooter's done. Unload and show clear.
Very happy that I actually made that.
Thank you, Menyeron. It's a new day, and it's a new style of pistol shooting.
11928 clean.
11928.
Now, if there was a theme to this match overall, it was accuracy challenges. Where Finish Brutality was a very physically oriented match, this was still physical but had very difficult shooting challenges. So on this stage, from the barrel, all the shooting has to be unsupported. I have to hit that highlighted pistol target, which is about 65 yards. It took me 6 shots to figure out exactly where to aim for it, but I managed to get that. Now, I'm going to reload the gun now before I move. Then I have to throw a 50-pound kettlebell over that sawhorse sort of thing, and then engage, get 1 hit on the rifle target from this side. And that is an A-zone rifle target. There it is up in the top left at about 160 yards. And it's a really hard target. It is both small and very close in color to the background. Now the plan for this stage is you simply have to get 5 hits with the pistol and 5 hits with the rifle. Simple, right? With a kettlebell toss every time you transition from one gun to the other. So I've got the 0 on the pistol. Like it's coming in now. It only took me 3 rounds to get the second hit, as opposed to 6 to get the first. I'm pretty confident that I can get those. The problem now becomes I have an incredibly difficult time getting a sight picture on this target. I have a short sight radius, which I shouldn't use as an excuse. The FAMAS actually has a very narrow front post that's nice and precise, but I am unable to hold the rifle steady enough and unable to get a clear enough, crisp enough front sight picture to actually make a hit. And I'm just dancing all over this target. So this will go on for an embarrassingly long period of time as I continue to fail to make any hits. And I will reiterate that the standard scoring on the Brutality matches is that any penalty is 1 minute. That's the only penalty. And any targets left unhit at the end of a stage are a penalty per target. So at this point, I have made 3 hits, 2 with the pistol and 1 with the rifle, which means I have 7 targets left to go. And if I am unable to make another hit, I will get 7 penalties, which will leave me with a score of 180 seconds, which is the par time. That's the full par time for all the stages, plus 7 minutes, so a total score of 10 minutes on a 3-minute par time stage. This, like the sled drag stage yesterday, will result in me getting a massive number of penalties, and was really unfortunate. This was a real disappointment for me. Like, I ought to be able to shoot a lot better than that. I'm gonna try to reset here, get a little bit of a better, nope, there it is. There's the beeper. I am out of time. There were 5 of us who only managed to get 3 hits the whole stage, and so we ended up at 137 through 141 out of 146.
Shooter, are you ready?
Now,
Ready.
it's time
Stand
for
by.
pistol again. Let's see if we can redeem it a little bit here. We got 3
Hey,
little auto poppers,
hey,
2,
hey.
3. I mean, that's pretty good. I can't argue with that. We're going to keep running up the hill here, engaging pistol targets as we go. This pair gives me a little bit more difficulty, and
I know there was a live one in there when I half cocked it.
I managed to index the cylinder 1 without actually fully cocking it, and so I ended up a round short.
Am I high?
Hey.
Yes, I am.
Yep, shooting a little high. So pull the sights down, get those 2. And then this last one is another high value target. You have 1 opportunity to hit it. If you don't, it's a penalty.
Show me clear.
But I managed to hit it.
Clear.
Show the pistol clear, reholster it, and then charge up the rest of the hill to engage 6 rifle targets. These are between like 50 and 200 yards. You have to hit each one twice, but unlike normal Brutality match rules, you are allowed to double tap them. So you have to engage from within arm's reach of that tank trap. I opt to skip the tank trap and use the bipod on the rifle, which I really like the bipod on the FAMAS. There's the first one. Second one. That's the 200 yard. Takes me a little bit longer. This really kind of redeemed the FAMAS a little bit from that terrible performance in the sled drag stage. So, and one more. Actually, the hardest target of this batch. And 2.
Unload, show clear, please.
There you go. Nicely done. All cleaned.
I feel like I have redeemed myself a little bit. And my
Clear. Bolt forward. Dry fire,
Hamas.
please. Thank you.
That was better.
Now, spinners. You knew a spinner was coming somewhere. We have 3 spinner engagements in one stage. You first have to engage a 150 meter or 170 meter spinner with your designated marksman's rifle. The challenge for me here is I have to take my face off the rifle to get to cycle it, and then reacquire the picture and keep track of whether the thing's coming towards me or away from me. But 3 shots, 3 hits, spinner goes over. That's 7.62 NATO, which is great. That's totally how I wanted to start the stage. Now we're going to run down here and from the barricade engage a 50-meter spinner with the carbine. Now I had just barely enough of a shooting path through the brush to be able to go prone, and I figured going prone with this bipod was going to be a more stable position than shooting off of the barricade, which is true. I was correct in that assumption. What I didn't think about when I was planning this stage was the dust. You can see the dust kicked up every round by that muzzle brake. Had I been up on the barricade, I wouldn't have the dust to deal with. I apologize, it's really hard to see the spinner here, but it's a very difficult spinner. There's a lot of friction in it. I'm shooting 55 grain ammo. It's 50 meters away. And the only way to spin it is to hit it top and bottom alternating. And I get darned close here. I should say this whole time, I'm only able to see the bottom plate about 50% of the time when I'm shooting because of that dust in my sight picture. I can usually see the top plate there are a lot of shots where I can't see the bottom plate. Now, that's a 25 round mag. I have expended it, and in the time it takes me to reload,
Which way? It's stopped, isn't it?
Stopped.
yeah, it completely stopped. And so I have to essentially start over and spin that thing back up. Spinners are a really brutal target, and they will absolutely separate people who can shoot from people who really can't shoot. You have to have consistency and timing and accuracy all. And especially with this spinner, with how fast it slows down, how much friction in it, you have very little margin of error.
Over.
But I managed to get it. Very, very happy with that. There were not a whole lot of people who got both of the first two spinners. Now, keeping your rifle with you, you go up to the 15-yard line, and you have to now spin it with the handgun. The only chance I thought I had was a window where it was still moving from the carbine, and I might be able to put it over with a couple rounds from the revolver, and that plan completely fell apart, partly because, well, I missed several times. And in the time that it takes me to reload this thing, the spinner essentially completely stops again. And 6 rounds, the 357 really doesn't have that much more impact on this thing than 9 Parabellum. And I managed to actually get a decent start on it here, but I don't think there's any way I was going to be able to do this with a 6-round revolver. And I time out anyway. Still, there were only 16 people of the 146 in the match who were able to successfully complete this stage. So getting 2 out of 3, I still feel pretty good about. 18 of us who managed to get 2 of the spinners done. So that is the entirety of Desert Brutality 2021. I had 2 really good stages, 2 really terrible stages, and then half a dozen kind of in the middle. Led me to take 95th place overall and
good.
16 out of
Not quite good
25
enough.
shooters in Cold War Division. It was a fantastic experience. It was a tremendous amount of fun. I will not do it with a revolver again. We've done that experiment, and I think I can successfully, completely conclude that that was a bad idea. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. If you ever have the opportunity to shoot either Finnish Brutality or Desert Brutality, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a great amount of camaraderie with all the shooters and a serious challenge of your own shooting skills. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.